It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I just got back from Publix. I have been going because they were limiting how many rib roasts you could buy. So I had to go each day to see if I could get some. And I was hitting 3 different Publixes to make sure I could get a few. Today, they told me they were out of the rib roast. So they were substituting New York strip loin roasts. Which, if you get them to cut them, you know, you get nice New York strips and you don't have the extra ribs. Now, I'm not going to complain about the extra ribs. I had ribs last night, as you can see here. It was really nice having them in the crock pot all day. Add some salt while they're in the crock pot. Put a little salt to taste. Perfect. I love those ribs. They were delicious. Now, New York strips used to be my favorites, and one of the reasons that I started switching to ribeyes is that you don't get enough fat. As a matter of fact, when I asked them to cut my first set, they trimmed the fat off, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to have the fat trimmed off. So I was able to get them to give me the fat back and give me a little bit of extra too, which was nice, because it was a different Publix than the one that I hit up in Dunnellon usually. You can see they come with a nice big fat cap on them. If you get them done right, then you'll have plenty of fat to really power your diet. You know, I've been getting a lot of questions about constipation, and I haven't really experienced constipation since I've been on this diet. Now, I had a lot of constipation before I started this diet. I mean, it was so bad I'd have to soak in a tub for about an hour, so I'd feel like I could do something. I would use Epsom salt to help get things moving. But now, I don't ever have to do that. Now, sometimes I notice I get some hard stool, but that's usually because I'm not getting enough fat in my diet. So for those of you who keep asking about constipation issues, no, you're not going to have constipation eating on this diet. Most of the time on this diet, I haven't had any problems. Now, I do occasionally get diarrhea, especially when I used to cheat. I don't cheat anymore. It has become so easy for me to stick with my diet that I don't ever put anything into my mouth that I shouldn't put into my mouth. As a matter of fact, the other day at work, they were offering cookies and brownies at the end of the day. And even though my brain was like, hey, free cookies, free brownies, that was always, hey, I'm gonna run for that. Didn't go for it this time. I don't need that poison anymore. And you don't either. Especially if you're doing a diet like this, because it's just gonna throw you off. It's just gonna cause you to have more cravings. It's gonna make you fight yourself. And sugar is not good for you. And I really think that adding sugar and fat together is a bad combination. You want to make sure you stay away from that stuff. But if you haven't taken advantage of the deal that Publix is doing on the ribeyes, you can take advantage of the New York strip loin roasts and just have them cut them in the steaks for you. I'm fixing to put these in the freezer, and I'm heating up a ribeye for myself. It's 36 degrees right now. I just got off of working the night shift. It got down to 24 degrees last night. Man, it was so cold. I was wrapped up in all 3 of my hoodies, my hoodie shirt, my hoodie sweat zip top, and my hoodie pullover. I got on long underwear and a pair of jogging pants and my boots and some socks. I should have got thermal socks. My toes were freezing all night long. But I made it. I made it through the night. Even as cold as it was. I didn't even have gloves. As a matter of fact, I had my hunting thing where I put my hands in my, it's like a tube that you wear. You see the guys in the quarterback and the football players will wear them when it's really cold outside. They put their hands in there so they can keep their hands glove free. And I have to, it helps me to be glove free when I'm doing the job. I made it through the night. I gotta say, something has changed inside of me since I've been taking iodine, because I used to be super sensitive to cold. It's 36 degrees right now and I don't feel that bad. I am looking forward to getting in the bed tonight for my day's rest, since I'm still on graveyard shift. But man, things are just going better and better. Work is great, food is great, Christmas is great. Looking forward to 2023. Man, life just doesn't get any better. I hope you guys are experiencing a lot of good changes like this since you've been watching my channel. You know, I get a lot of people who ask a lot of questions about things that I explain in the channel, by the way. I have documented everything from the beginning. I want you to know, go and watch the playlists. My Journey on Lion Diet, I don't remember the full name of the playlist, but you'll see what I mean. And if you want to find out about how I cook things, I have a playlist for that. I have another playlist that deals with my walk and talks in the morning. A lot of those deal with exercise or motivation to exercise. So I've tried to really separate it out where there's a little of something for everybody. I'm going to just keep making that better and better because you guys have really motivated me to keep going and presenting this information so that you can have the experience that I've had. Not everybody's going to need an all-meat diet like I have. My family is doing much better just cutting out the processed foods that they used to eat all the time. But if you were experiencing anything like I was experiencing and your health was really suffering and the doctors don't have any answers, Lion Diet was a lifesaver for me. So that may be the way you want to go. One of the key things I get a lot of questions on too, hold on. I gotta throw a steak in there. One of the key questions I get asked a lot of times is about fatigue. I never experienced any fatigue, but one of the big reasons, and I explained it in my first video, 125 days on Lion Diet, was that I added salt to my water and I added salt to my meat. Since then, I've kind of refined my process a little bit. You can look up on my channel a video called Soleil water, or how I make Soleil water and my experience in 16 months on Lion Diet. I'll put a link in the description for this video because I get so many questions about this. I want you to know how I use my salt now, because I found that using Soleil water was a little better than using the coarse ground salt in my water, because then I would have little crystals or little bits of sand basically left over at the end, and I would always have to leave the last ounce to throw away. Well, since I've been using Soleil water, I can drink it all and I don't have any leftover grit in my drink. And I use kosher salt on all of my meat now. Kosher salt is great because it doesn't disappear into the meat when you add it to it. You can see it, but it's not as big as the coarse salt. So these are just a few things I wanted to cover real quick and let you know about the deal going on at Publix, because today is the last day. If you haven't gone already, you need to hurry up and get over there before they run out of these things, because they are going, I would say like hotcakes, but they're going really fast, because I wouldn't buy hotcakes. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys next time. Merry Christmas.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?